Losso, give us your thoughts on this fight then. Tom Aspinall, John Jones.
Well,
Why are you so adamant that current 2025 heavyweight John Jones destroys Tom Aspinall?
well, it's because Tom Aspinall's best win is over. Is over a Derek Lewis victim.
All right, so let me ask you
Okay,
this, right? So let me ask you this. Why does that?
There's so many other reasons. There's so many other reasons. I'm
All right,
sorry for
all
interrupting
right,
you, but
all right.
there's so many other reasons.
All
to
right,
pick,
go on. Sorry, go on.
Jones.
Go on.
What?
Yeah, sorry, go on. Right, say the rest of the reasons, and then we'll kind of look back and we'll go
All
over
right.
all of them.
Tom comes in, blitzes in like a fucking idiot with a 1-2. He's a 1-2 spammer. And these dumb heavyweights are like, whoa, this guy's not standing in front of me and trading. Wow. Wow. And then they get KO'd for it. John Jones isn't gonna sit there and be like, all right, Tom, let's box. Let's get on the inside and scrap. that's not what he's gonna do. He's gonna shoot a double leg when Tom comes in. Or he's gonna be moving or keeping distance, stomping his knees. He's going to get the clinch. He's going to trip Tom. You see the trip he hit Stipe with? You can't, don't lie, bro. Stipe is a way better wrestler than Tom. I get Stipe is washed. I get it. But still, Tom Aspinall is going to, I honestly think Tom's a quitter. I honestly think Tom's a fucking quitter.
Why is that? Because he got submitted 10 years ago.
No, I just get quitter vibes from the guy. I just get quitter vibes from him. He's so like.
It seems to me like John is the quitter because he's retiring.
No,
That's a rumor.
he's good. He's just negotiating. Like, what do people not get? Why would John Jones be scared of Tom Aspinall? Wait, how?
Let me.
Then take the fight, man.
But Tom looks like not scared. Twitter account. He's really smart to like let someone like confidence comes because of the fan. Tom wasn't that confident. He wasn't begging the false sense of security. Tom's confident. Tom think he's not scared. It's giving Tom. John is too smart to like let someone like Tom. Hey, think about it like this. John is too smart to like let someone like Tom think he's not scared. It's giving Tom and his fans a false sense of security. Tom's confidence comes because of the fan. Tom wasn't that confident. He wasn't begging for this fight before the fans started begging for this fight. Now he's fallen into the narrative. He's going to go in that octagon, and he's going to quit after the first round when he realizes John Jones isn't a fucking dumb heavyweight.
All right. Let me just jump in, right? So basically, the first. Let's just circle back. All right, let's circle back. So your first reason was right. John Jones beats Tom Aspinall because his best win is Curtis Blades.
Yes.
All right. So what? Like, what does that what does that say?
All right, let me
No, hold on. Wait. What does that say, right, about Tom Aspinall's like skill, like compared to or like what Tom Aspinall can do? He can only fight. Hold on. Wait. When I'm done, I'll let you. Yeah. He can only fight, right, the contenders in his weight class. It's not up to him. Like who's in the weight class. He can only fight who's in front of him. And if that's Curtis Blades, then he's gonna fight Curtis Blades. And Curtis Blades, you're acting like Curtis Blades is this like can. He's not a can. Like there's a reason why Garn was ducking Blades last year or in 2023 or whenever it was, when Curtis was asking for Garn, he asked for Garn, and Garn was like, no, I don't want that. All right. But Tom can only fight who's in front of him. So why is that? Why is him beating Curtis Blades, that being his best win? Why is that? Oh, well, John beats him then.
All right, let me explain. Okay. So you go from fighting guys like Curtis Blades or Pavlich to John Jones. I know people think, oh, Curtis Blades is not a can. He's a top 5 heavyweight. Because top 5 heavyweight does not mean you're not a can compared to John Jones. Look, Curtis Blades has terrible fight IQ. That is not debatable, all right? Terrible fight IQ. He's been knocked out so many times. He doesn't set up his takedowns well. He literally comes in with his chin forward, gets ducked into an uppercut by fucking Derek Lewis and gets flatline KO'd. Tom Aspinall has had too easy of a time, and when you fight someone as good as Jones from Curtis Blades, it's going to be too much for him to take. John has seen people like Tom. He's seen good stops in race. Okay, maybe they're not as dangerous as Tom, but they're closer to Tom than Tom's opponents are to John. And that's not debatable. And on top of that, Tom's skill set, okay, like what's his wrestling about? Like his wrestling is shit. All right. He got taken down so many times by Stuart Austin in the regional, and he was a long time ago. He's been grappling his whole life. He's been grappling since he was 5 years old. So why is he getting heel hooked at 21? It's like a dumb excuse.
Right.
Like,
So
he's young.
right.
You know?
Right. So right. Let me respond, and then maybe Victor or Mohammed, you can give your thoughts about. Right. So you bring up obviously Curtis Blades. All right. Yes. Not on the level of John Jones. I'll agree with that. All right. John Jones is. Look, I'm not saying that John Jones is like shit. He's not shit, right? But the way that you talk about John Jones currently, it's like you think he's the same fighter that he was like 4 years ago, like when he was a light heavyweight champion. I don't think. I think you've got it in your mind that like he's still like this super like basically what he was like back then, like when he had speed. Yeah, right. He's ploddy, bro. Like if you look at his fight against Stipe, bro, he was looking ploddy. And yes, he got a really good trip on Stipe Miocic. Like, wow, congratulations, John. You just tripped someone that's been out of the cage for 4 years, who's 42, and he's been retired, fighting fires. Like he's not even been.
Can I say
like,
something?
Yeah,
I
go on.
think Stipe would take Blade to. I think Stipe, honestly, if he didn't get that ass whipping by Jones, honestly, think Stipe versus Blades is a competitive fight.
What?
And I don't care what you say.
You think so? You think
I think
current? So you
I think Stipe
think?
that thought John Jones would give Curtis Blades a lot of problems. It would be a close fight. I mean that. Truly mean that. I really do. And I honestly wouldn't be even surprised if Stipe somehow won. I would be like, you know what? That's very, very likely. Bro, you don't understand how bad heavyweight is. I don't know how much I'm trying to tell you, like how bad these guys are. They fucking suck. Volkov sucks compared to Jones. He's a plotty, dumb, he's a worse version of Dan Hooker at heavyweight. And then you what Tom's best win, like I said, is Blades. I don't want to go in circles, but like you say John is not the same fighter he was, but if anything, we've seen him look really good at heavy. Like he destroyed Gon, he destroyed Stipe. He's plotty, but like John has never really been that like much of a footwork guy, and he's got better footwork than these other guys. And all he needs is better footwork than Blades, Pavlovich, and Volkov, and better defense, which he has, to make the biggest difference in not getting KO'd in the first round, and fight IQ. And then once the fight extends, you cannot tell me that Tom has a better chance of winning. Tom's going to come back after adversity. No, John, as the fight goes on, is going to start making his reads. If Tom can't KO John when he's the most dangerous, then how is he going to KO him when he's less dangerous? It just doesn't make any sense. So John is probably going to destroy him. Like John versus Reyes. Okay, I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people, but John won that fight.
Hold on.
Hold
on. Can we just pause a sec? Right, we can come back to that Reyes point, bro. I kind of want to just go point by point, because otherwise we're gonna miss a load of points, right? So you say, so you brought up Volkov, yeah, right? You say Volkov's like a shit who? A shit Dan Hooker? Is that what you said?
Yes.
All right, but then you rate John Jones's win over Cyril Gane as a good win, even though Volkov just beat Gane.
People are, no offense, but I just looked up the chat, and these guys just, no, like, I'm just gonna roast your viewers a little bit. They're stupid.
Right. Okay. That's fine. Right.
But their points.
Right.
Like,
but okay.
What are their points? John Jones' boxing defense is atrocious. You're talking about Tom Aspinall, who keeps his hands.
Listen. Right.
Ready to
Lost
get
soul.
KO'd.
Lost soul.
John's boxing defense is not atrocious. Watch the Reyes fight. You fucking idiots.
Let's say it right.
You fucking idiots.
Yes.
I'm not even a Jones blazer, and I sound like one.
Sounds back on, right? So you rate Jones' win over Gane. You say, all right, that was a really good win. Gane's a good fighter. Blah, blah, blah. No, wait, just let me finish. Let me finish, Lost Soul. Let me finish. Let me finish. You're not letting me finish a point, right? Let me finish a point, right? You then say Volkov is shit, right? Volkov just beat Gane 2 rounds. 2 rounds.
You're gonna bring that
Wait, 2 rounds to 1. So
okay.
you listen, right? You can't say, right, that John Jones' win over Cyril Gane was so good, and then Volkov beats the shit out of him, but Volkov's shit. Where do you make that make sense to me, please?
All right. Because you could say Gane isn't that good, but Jones destroyed Gane. Volkov. To be honest, I watched that fight. I kind of thought Gane could win that, man.
don't.
I'm not
Oh.
trolling. I'm not trolling. You people. Okay, let me explain. Let me explain how. All right. Watch the second round. He cracked Volkov. He got hurt, and he did better on the ground against Volkov. He was outdoing him in the fight. Volkov had a big moment. That's why people give him that fight. But Gon like still hurt him and still had more success on the ground. So it's like, and if my memory serves me correctly, he was still outdoing them on the feet. I don't care what stats say. But okay, whether or not I can see how Volkov could beat Gon, whatever. I mean, it was a close fight. But all I'm saying is, like, that was the better version of Volkov, and Volkov like has improved so much since that Tom Aspinall fight. And I don't think you can make that point. And you said Tom has improved. Where has Tom improved? Like, Tom looks like the same guy. I actually think Tom's gotten slower with his footwork. He's gotten more powerful, but Tom's footwork is not fast. Also, John beat Reyes, dude. Like, watch the second round.
Right.
Reyes missed every punch he threw. People just hate Jones, so they wanted Gon to lose to Volkov so people could shit on Jones' legacy.
Right. So I'm gonna
It's
make.
that bad. Dude. It's that
I'm
bad.
gonna make one more point. And then I'll let Victor or Mohammed come in, right, to kind of ask you some question, right? So basically, your point there was all right. So Volkov has improved as a fighter from when Tom Aspinall fought him. So this is a better Volkov. So we can't judge Volkov, right, based off of what Tom Aspinall did to him because he was worse back then, yeah.
Yes.
All right, but then in the same breath you'll say, well, Aspinall got submitted 10 years ago. Make it make sense, right?
This is stupid, though. Like,
What?
my point is...
It is stupid,
okay,
you're right. It is very stupid.
No, that's a stupid way to look at it, because my point is, if Tom is such... People just pretend Tom is such a good grappler, so I bring up that point. Well, if he had a lifetime of grappling and he still got submitted, why can't he get out-grappled by John Jones? Like, people are pretending Tom's not going to have what happened to him because he's got this lifetime of grappling. DC was an Olympic wrestler. Glover's a way better grappler than Tom Aspinall. Got out-grappled by John Jones. Who else?
Yeah, when?
Bro, like, you're acting like grappling still just goes away.
When?
You're acting like grappling still just goes away.
No, I'm acting like
And you also have grappled Stipe, which happened recently.
I'm acting like there over time, right, which is true with everyone, all right, as you age, okay, as you get to like where John Jones is now, all right, 37, right, he is getting on.
Acting like he's 60 years old.
No, I'm not acting like he's 60 years old, but let's be honest, right? If Tom Aspinall beats John Jones, right, the excuses will be from the Jones fans. It'll be not in his prime. He's too old. Tom's too young. So that's what's going to happen if
you want to know.
If Aspinall beats him, right?
What the excuses are when John smashes Tom? They're going to be, man, Tom was a fraud. He was a hype train. He's in a UK hype train with no wrestling, with no IQ. That's what they're going to say.
Yeah, I know. Right.
That's what they're gonna
I
say.
agree. Yeah, there'll be cope on both sides. I'm not saying that, but
yeah.
What I'm saying is like
that's why John doesn't want. John might be negotiating because it's like him beating Tom isn't like. There's still gonna be people shitting on him. They'll say he's not the GOAT. They'll say he's this and that because of this and that. By the way, can we stop pretending that like GSP's resume is so fucking shit? Like, okay, I used to say GSP was the GOAT, but like if you actually look at the gist of his resume, like Dan Hart, people shit on Jones win over Anthony Smith. Dan Hardy's one of his title defenses. Who are these like fucking guys? Like John beat DC, Glover, Gustaf. I mean, Gustafson's kind of overrated, but Gon, Stipe. I mean, Stipe is kind of trash, but Shogun, Rampage, Lyoto, Rashad, Bader, who's a two-weight champ in Bellator, which that's something. That's better than fucking a lot of the people that fucking GSP beat. So it's like even with steroids, it's kind of hard to deny GSP Jones is the GOAT.
Sure, well,
if you like use that steroid, because GSP was probably on him too.
Yeah, well, this isn't right. So
look at GSP.
That's a yeah, right.
There's so much evidence against him.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not talking about GSP though. Like we're talking about Thomas Mal versus John Jones. That's a conversation for a different time. But what I'm saying is, so going back, and then I'll let Victor or Mohammed come in. This can be my last point at the moment. So
they could wait. They could wait their turn. This is what everyone wanted. no one.
The fucking showdown.
I'll have those on your channel.
Right.
No one cares.
Right.
Who's got the YouTube channel here?
Right. Listen.
Victor,
right.
Mohammed, or Lost Soul MMA. They could wait. Like they could wait. They could be cucks in the background while I, steal the show here. But
Right, okay,
they're like
right.
good.
Hold on a
boys,
sec. Right, let me make this last point, right, and then I'll bring him in. Okay, so you're saying that I act like grappling goes away with age. All right. Now I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that John's like skill and knowledge and ability to grapple goes away with age, but there's a lot of factors that come with age, right? And there's a lot of factors that come in with not only age but also like ring rust and bulking up to a heavier weight class. You carry more weight. Your cardio goes down. You get slower. You get older. You get slower. All right. You get weaker. You get ploddier. That's what we've seen from John Jones in his fights recently at heavyweight. Like watching the Stipe fight, you're like, yeah, that like the takedown, the trip was beautiful. It's really nice, really nice, right? The spinning back kick, absolutely gorgeous, right? Beautiful, really nice. He's got a great kick still, but we can't act like Jones was in there, right, dancing around like he was the old light heavyweight John Jones, because he just wasn't. And it isn't just like grappling's going to go away over time. Well, it's like a combination of these things, like your speed's going to go down, especially when you go getting older and getting heavier. Because for a example,
He's always been slower than his opponent, bro.
You what?
Like he has never been like John has always had a speed disadvantage. It's not new to him. Like,
right.
What is this whole he's going to be slower? Like, this is the only thing people are harping on to pick Tom Aspinall. Like, I just don't.
It's not.
The narrative is the same. It's the same shit. No one's saying anything different. It's not good points. Tom is not stronger. Also, Tom isn't stronger than Jones either, just because he's bigger than him. That's a fake narrative.
All right. And
how is Tom stronger than Jones? Like, just because he's big. So I'm bigger than fucking this 5'2" bodybuilder, right? Out there. Does that mean I'm stronger than him? No. Probably not, right? Like,
but they're both athletes, so they're both high level athletes. You're not, so obviously you're not going to be stronger than the guy that's training.
Very weak.
That's a silly point.
He's like a big Play-Doh, like he looks like big Play-Doh. He looks like
but that's a silly comparison, because you don't. I mean, I'm assuming you're not a bodybuilder. I'm assuming that you don't. Sorry, Mohammed, just one sec. I promise this is my last point, right?
I mean,
I'm assuming that you don't. Hold on.
The size,
I'm assuming that
I'm just bringing up your own argument against you.
Well, yeah, but
like,
the thing is,
there's no way Tom fucking wins this shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, is that
he has a puncher's chance. That's it.
Right? Are you gonna let me speak, Losso? Or are you just gonna talk over me the whole time? Like, is this how you debate? You just talk over people and don't let them get a word in. Come on now. Right.
I mean, to be honest, it's a pretty good strategy.
Here we go again. Right. Yeah, it is, because it. Okay, now. Right. Are you gonna be quiet now? Do I have to mute you just for 2 minutes? Because I don't want to. Right. So that comparison, right, is just daft on its face, because, right, I'm assuming you don't bodybuild. I'm assuming you don't. I mean, you could do, but I'm assuming you're not. Even if you go to the gym, you're not a competitive bodybuilder, right? So you're taking you, who's big, I don't know how tall you are. How tall are you?
6'7". I'm 4'2". I'm 5'6". I'm 5'6".
Right. 5'6", right? So let's say you're 5'6", right? Bodybuilder who's been competing and training for 5 years, 5'3". Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to be stronger than this little dude because you don't train. These two both train, right? They both are high-level athletes. That's why you can make the comparison, or that Tom could be strong. I mean, obviously, there's no way to really prove it. It's all just, you kind of look at their frame, like how they, like what they do and that sort of thing. But we don't really have like the stats for like Tom's bench press versus John Jones' bench press. You can make assumptions, right? But you saying I'm not going to be stronger than a bodybuilder that's 5'2", well, no, because you don't weight train, so obviously not. But these guys both train to at this, the level that you need to be in the UFC. Right now, I want to bring in, because these guys have been quiet. I don't know who wants to go first. If you want to ask Losso a question, then go for it.
I think that we can say that John is stronger than John because John was on fucking steroids on his whole career, and we have not seen him knocking motherfuckers out. These guys are
fucking. That's true.
Oh my God.
That's true.
Are fucking stupid. So okay, what do you mean, bro? If you are all right, and you are on a cage with a motherfucker, and you have not knocked out motherfuckers like not even once, for my knowledge, I think you're not that strong, bro. I'm sorry, I think you're not strong, bro. That's not strength. Okay, Tom is more powerful. He's more fast twitch than Jones with the hands, but John is like in terms of grappling strength. I just don't think Tom's like a strong like fucking guy. Like I don't think Tom's just gonna shuck off Jones every fucking turn he gets. And even if he does, I don't like people think like Tom is just gonna like if Tom doesn't KO Jones in like the first fucking minute, he is cooked. And that's not gonna happen because John, like I said, he's too smart. He's gonna stay at range. He's gonna pepper Tom Aspinall, and all these people are gonna cry when I'm right and I'm laughing in their face after the fight. And because I'm not even excited for this fight because it's like I'm gonna be watching him like this is such a waste of time. John's gonna win and everyone's gonna just say Tom's a UK hype train. And there's like I'm not even gonna. I kind of want Tom to win because it'd be cool to see like someone finally defeat Jones. Like wow, but like it's not gonna happen. Like I'm open to it. Like if people can convince me, I'm open to switch my pick. But it's just not gonna happen. There's no people say the same shit. He's bigger. He's stronger. First of all, like I said, lighter weight class. John is from the lighter weight class. That the skill difference from that is a big thing. He's fought better fighters than Tom Aspinall. He is still strong enough to ragdoll Tom Aspinall. He's still skilled enough to dominate Tom Aspinall, at least in the later rounds when Tom is tired from his fast twitch shit or whatever, fast twitch muscle fiber. But I just think Tom Aspinall is a big old like hype train. Like, I mean, at least when it comes to beating John Jones. Like, honestly, I think after he loses to John Jones, I think John's gonna retire. They're gonna do Tom Aspinall versus actually Pereira's fighting. Isn't Pereira fighting Volkov?
Ariel Helwani said that. Ariel Helwani said earlier on that Pereira and Ankalaev is actually going to happen. So maybe he's fighting Ankalaev next.
People are saying Pereira versus Volkov is going to happen. Which, if that happens,
I saw that as well.
By the way, if it's not rigged, Volkov takes Pereira down and beats him for 3 rounds. Pereira sucks too. Jones would beat Pereira's ass. People.
God.
Pereira fucking sucks.
Right.
I'm not going to talk about Alex Pereira, but
Pereira.
Jones was,
I will agree with you on one thing. I will agree with you on one thing is that Jones would beat Pereira. I do agree on that.
Yeah, but like, you want to know what's sad? Jones versus Pereira is a little more easier than Tom Aspinall. It's a little more easier. It's not a big like.
A lot easier, bro.
It's not like.
Come on,
it is a lot easier.
Dude, when has Tom proved he can wrestle and like defensively at all? Sergey Spivak, the guy who couldn't even take down Cyril Gahn. What does that prove? Who is Tom beat where you're like, that guy's very close to Jones' level? Like, you can't like sit there with a straight face and tell me that. And I just think like the guy is fucking just he has a 1-2. He's susceptible to leg kicks and oblique kicks. His knee injury, I don't want to bring that up because it's a weird point, but like I see John stomping his knee, keeping him at bay. He's got a reach advantage, like a 5-inch reach advantage, controlling the range. Like he's better at so many things than any Tom Aspinall opponent ever. How is Tom gonna win?
But it's not
Tom.
It's not Prime Jones anymore.
That's what you guys.
It's not Prime Jones. You gotta understand that.
Jones has to be really, really washed to lose to Tom Aspinall. Like it can't just be like he's a little like out of his prime. He needs to be like Tony Ferguson level washed.
I mean, dude, I don't think he needs to be Tony Ferguson or Wash, but I just think that you say like he's gonna stomp that knee of Tom Aspinall, but that injured knee is his back leg for a start. I don't. How is he gonna get to it?
You have the heavyweight ranking. Someone said that's like the easiest thing to do. Like. If you're any good, you should have the heavyweight ranking.
Well, yeah, but to your right, so you keep going back to like Tom Aspinall's not being anyone on the level of John Jones, and you can't tell me that with a straight face. Literally no one's claimed that ever. So I don't know why
Not even close though. Not
Well,
even
yeah,
close.
look, no one said that here. Like, we're not using that as an
I have a
argument.
question.
We're not saying like, oh, Tom beat Curtis Blades and Blades would smoke John because no, like no one's saying that. But you have to look at it realistically, right? And Mohammed said, and you kind of laughed it off. This isn't prime John Jones, but the way you're talking about him, dude, it's like you're looking at the Stipe fight and you're like super impressed with that Stipe win. You're like, oh yeah,
Good performance.
dude, it wasn't.
Take your hate aside, but it was like you can't tell me that it wasn't a great performance.
Right. Okay.
He
Right.
was
Right.
perfect the whole
Right.
fight. He didn't get
right.
hit. Like,
Okay. Right.
Right. He rolled with it.
Right. Okay. Right. Great. He's rolling shots from fucking slow old Stipe. Like, whoop did he do? Like, it's not an impressive win. Like, if this
I think
fight,
he's gonna be the same against fucking Aspinall. He's gonna wrestle fuck him to death, dude. I'm telling
Right.
you.
yeah, but what's the what? Yeah, but I could use the same argument that you keep using, right? He beat Stipe, right? But he's not currently in 2020. Well, when it happened, 2024, right? Currently, I'm not saying all time because he's the heavyweight GOAT, right? Fair enough. But currently in 2024, okay, Stipe would not beat Tom Aspinall. Like it's just like Tom Aspinall
Okay, that's
would.
stupid. Like, I still think-
Tom Aspinall in 2024, current Tom Aspinall versus current Stipe now. Old man Stipe, not fought since 2020 when he got knocked the fuck out by Francis, right? Wouldn't go 3 rounds, bro. It just wouldn't. It really wouldn't go
that's
3
like
rounds. So
style, bro.
I'm using your argument to back at you, right? In saying, well, John's opponents at heavyweight wouldn't beat Tom Aspinall, therefore you can't say that John would beat Tom Aspinall. That's what you've been saying this
All
whole
right, all
time.
This point is the dumbest point ever, bro. You're saying that.
I know!
Tom Aspinall
It's
would-
your point!
No, let me-
It's
let me-
your
let me
point!
explain that. Let me
Exactly!
explain.
Thank you! So the reason why I bring that up is because, like, your argument for, like, well, one of your arguments, even, for why John beats Tom is because, well, the people that Tom has beaten wouldn't stand a chance against John Jones. So I'm using your own logic back to you and saying, like, you rate the Stipe win as a good win, but he wouldn't stand a chance against Tom Aspinall, current Stipe. Right. So I agree it's a flawed argument, but it's your argument. I'm throwing it back to you. Right? That's why I said that.
But I genuinely think, all right, even if that's the case, I genuinely think if Stipe, no, I genuinely think Stipe is as good of. I know, again, people think I'm trolling because like this might sound very crazy, but if you're actually not biased, I actually think Stipe is as good of a win as Pavlovich.
Currently in 2024,
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that is fucking that dude.
Bro.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Pavlovich sucks, dude. This is Pavlovich. Ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga. Like he doesn't throw like anything. He doesn't throw kicks. He doesn't shoot takedowns. He doesn't have jiu-jitsu. He doesn't have head movement. He doesn't have footwork. He doesn't have IQ. He's not that. He's kind of fast, but his power's overrated. I'll tell you that. People started saying he was like Ngannou. Like,
Hold on.
He's
So
10 years younger.
10 years younger. Well, that evens it out. Oh, that evens it out. Yeah, that's why it's as good of a win. Like if Stipe was younger, Stipe would be 10 times the win Pavlovich is. Like that's the only reason it's even close.
So
Of how old Stipe
Bro,
was.
motherfucker is
You know what I mean?
42 years old. We're talking
it's
about
heavyweight.
John Jones being old. John Jones is 30.
But it's heavy.
But
it's
like,
heavyweight.
dude.
If you're a heavyweight, it doesn't matter your age.
Yeah,
It matters less. Glover became champion at 45. 42, right? But yeah, Glover became champ at
These
42.
are exceptions, bro. It's not always the case.
Sorry, go on.
Well, I think Stipe like was as good of a win.
Sorry,
I think Stipe was as good of a win as
You muted yourself, bro. Oh, he's going. Okay. Right, 2 minutes, dude. So Pavlovic's power is overrated, and Jones beating Stipe in 2024 is just as impressive as Tom Aspinall knocking Pavlovich out in the first round, apparently, on 2 weeks' notice. Here he is, right?
No.
Did you
Not even close.
did you hear that
But
point, or do you want me
back
to
to what I
repeat
was
it?
saying.
Right, so
Like I said, Stipe is as good of a one as Pavlovich is. Like
right,
there is
so
no way you can.
right, so let me give you my argument for why that is not true, right? So there's a lot of factors that go into this fight, right? You look at Stipe Miocic versus John Jones, right? He's not fought in 4 years, all right? His last fight, he got knocked out brutally by Francis. He's done nothing. He did nothing since. He wasn't training. He was basically just being a firefighter, which is cool, all right? But he basically came out of retirement to fight John Jones, right? And John Jones had all the time, like he had like a solid. I don't even know when the fight first got like spoke about, but basically he had a lot of time to prep for Stipe, right? A lot of time to prep, have a fight camp, watch tape, blah 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 blah, all that shit, right? And he like Jones did well, but Stipe also had success, all right, in round 2. You can't deny that. Jones was turning his back and running away from Stipe at one point in round 2 and in round 3. Not saying that he was winning the fight, but that did happen, right? So that's the Stipe fight, right? And then you look at the Pavlovich fight, right? Pavlovich he's an active guy. He's knocking everyone out in the first round, and before you say it's heavyweight, they're all shit. Well, yeah, I get that. Like the level of competition isn't great at heavyweight, but that's just they can't help that, all right? That's just who they have to fight. But he's smoking guys in the first round. He looks unstoppable. Yeah, nobody wants to fight him because they're all scared that they're gonna not that he's gonna spark him, right? Apparently, Garn turned, according to Tom, Garn turned down the Pavlovich fight for the interim championship. That's why Tom was there, right? So Garn turned it down because he wanted to fight John Jones for the belt after beating Spivak or whatever it was. On 2 weeks' notice, no training camp, right? 2 weeks' notice, Tom goes in there against the, at the time, boogeyman of heavyweights, knocks him out in about a minute. You're telling me that John Jones' Stipe win compared to that win is just as impressive. Not just talking about who it was against, all the circumstances leading up to that fight. You still think that Jones's win over Stipe was better than Tom's over Sergey?
You're kind of just putting a bunch of unnecessary, like, he stepped up on 2 weeks' notice. He did this. It's a bunch of like.
Why is that unnecessary?
That's not like a real point to like. You're just saying a bunch of stuff to like kind of make it sound like a better win. Like Tom stepping in on 2 weeks' notice. Sergey
one round. The point is he knocked him out in 1 round. John Jones took 3 rounds. Some really ugly ones.
First minute on short notice. That's how you win on short notice. And all this unnecessary stuff. It's just a bunch of like crap. Like it's like saying Ally Quinta is better than Conor McGregor because on a day's notice he went the distance with Khabib.
Right, but
I know that's like a weird point, but like it is the same argument.
All right, but explain instead of just saying that's crap. Like, why is it crap? Like, why does none of that factor in your mind to that win? When, listen, if John Jones, right,
I'm not emotionally attached to the fight.
It's not nothing. It's got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with being right. It's got nothing to do with being emotionally attached to a fight. It's understanding the circumstances. Or like, obviously, fighters have a fight camp for a reason, right? They don't just like if that didn't matter, if short notice didn't matter, no training camp didn't matter. Like fighters just wouldn't have a training camp because it would, in your mind, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter. Like fighters would just go, yeah, you know what? I'll fight next week, Dana. Put me on the card. Yeah, fuck it. I'll fight the number 1 contender in a week's time because you know what? Training camps doesn't matter, Dana, because you know what? Like makes no difference. Like why do you think that? Why do you think it makes no difference when it obviously does?
The only way training camp matters is if the two guys are like new to the game or underdeveloped. That's when training really matters. Like for example, like Armin stepping in on short notice against Islam kind of mattered because Armin is underdeveloped in his career, and you can say Islam was as well, but it mattered more for Armin because he wasn't in the UFC. It was his debut. He didn't have as much of a background in MMA as Islam did, so short notice matters for that. But when it comes to Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich, it just doesn't matter because they're both evenly like. It's the same circumstance. Like they're both coming in on short notice. Like why do training camps matter when both guys have the same amount of experience? It's kind of like unless like one or if anything, training camps are actually a disadvantage. You get overtrained, or sometimes stepping on short notice is actually a good thing. You know what I mean? Like training camps are just overrated. Like these guys have been doing it their whole life. Why do they need like a month more of this and that? It just I think they're overrated. Just be in good shape.
Training.
And if you're at the top
camps,
level, training camps are overrated.
Training camps,
Especially at heavyweight. Against people like who have a specialized style that you need to train for, that's different. But like Pavlovich is a basic fucking brawler.
So
he's basic.
So,
Maybe he has some decent boxing, but I mean that's to be honest, he doesn't have anything good. But like it's okay for heavyweight. He doesn't even go to the body. Like Sergey is really. If Sergey was a lightweight, this dude wouldn't even hear from Dana White. He wouldn't hear from the UFC. He wouldn't hear from anyone. He would literally be a fucking regional fucking jumping what do you call it, doormat for somewhat okay prospects to get in the UFC. That's all he would be. And you're telling me Tom Aspinall beating Sergey, like one of his best wins is just he's gonna fight John Jones now and he's gonna be able to adjust to all the things that Jones brings, the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, the clinch, the foot. I know he's not that good at footwork, but better footwork than anyone. Tom's spot. He could fight southpaw, orthodox, the reach advantage, the distance control, the oblique kicks, the kicking game, all these things, the IQ, the experience, like all of these things are a factor. And it just, how is Tom just, if he can't KO John and with that puncher's chance that he has, how is he gonna fucking deal with someone like John Jones?
And John couldn't KO his wife, bro. I don't think he's KOing Tom.
John's not gonna KO Tom, but he's gonna probably finish him in like the second round or like the third round by like ground and pound. Also, the ground and pound of Jones. And what? Okay, I know people bring up the Gaunt fight. Oh, Jones looks slow. Jones outstruck Gaunt on the feet. Watch that fight. Jones, there's a moment where Cyril threw a leg kick and John blasted him with a right hand down the middle. Like, John sees things that other guys don't. Like, he has good shot selection. There's so many things about Jones that he's so much better at than any Tom Aspinall opponent. How is Tom just dances around the same footwork and then comes in with a 1-2. Outside, shift a little bit, come in, bop with a 1-2. Like John's not gonna sit there and allow that to happen. Like it's just not gonna be the case. Like I just don't see how Tom has anything for this guy. I think he gets double legged if he comes in like that, or John will just keep him at base, survive a little bit, and then wear him out and figure him out as the rounds go on, win by a finish, or best case scenario for Tom, a decision. That's it.
Look, bro, you can say that Tom Aspinall is a 1-2 spammer, but it's clear, and you have to give that point that Tom is a better boxer than John. And he's gonna keep the fight on the ground, and you are talking like John was gonna put him to the ground and he's gonna die there. Aspinall's base is fucking jiu-jitsu, you know? I'm not saying it's better than John Jones, but he can fucking survive. He can fucking survive, and the next round they're gonna be standing.
Elbows are fucking smashing you in the face. I just don't think Tom's a tough guy. Like Tom doesn't like. I know this might seem weird because we've never seen her.
What's your base for saying that? What about Tom Aspinall tells you that he's not a tough guy? That he's a quitter, bro. You are making shit up.
Let me explain. All right, you can tell by people's personality types and characteristics and mannerisms who's tough and who's not. Usually, Tom just doesn't seem like the gritty type of guy. He seems like he kind of seems like a Darren Till type, and I don't want to compare him to Darren Till because he's actually like kind of well rounded compared to Darren Till. But to be honest, it's like Tom's vibe. It's just like I don't see him being as tough as Stipe. Like how the fuck? It's just natural. Like if you're dominating everyone and someone's beating the fuck out of you, something's gonna come just unconsciously. Not even like Tom's not gonna be like, I'm gonna choose to quit, I'm a quitter. Like that's not what's gonna happen. It's just something sometimes you can't even control it. Unconsciously, somewhere in his head, he's not gonna fight the same way. He's not gonna know how to deal with adversity. So I mean it like that. Like, how is he gonna deal with adversity? Like naturally, you can't just smoke everyone and come back and be tough. And against someone like John Jones, he's not gonna win, man. Like just like that. Like it's just not gonna happen. And his wrestling is just people make a big deal out of his catch wrestling from the UK. Like, no offense, but like UK wrestling, we all know it's shit. All right. there's no wrestling in schools. They don't wrestle. That Tom's wrestling is a rugby tackle, a blast double leg. It's a decent double leg, but that's all he has. Like he hasn't proven any takedown defense in the UFC against any guy that actually tried taking him down, other than fucking Spivak. Like there's no lot. If you actually look at this fight on paper, skill for skill, footage for footage, you can come to the conclusion that John is probably going to win. And Reyes, I'll say this, I honestly think Reyes is a better striker than Tom Aspinall. That's a fact.
Right.
Reyes
Right,
is a better
so-
striker, smarter, better boxing than Tom Aspinall, better kicking than Tom Aspinall, faster feet than Tom Aspinall, and better wrestling than Tom Aspinall. And Jones, people will say I'm making excuses. Let's be honest. Jones would not approach a Tom Aspinall fight the way he did Reyes. He knows it's the most dangerous fight. If he takes this fight, we all know John thinks he can win. Like, if he takes this fight, that should be like, if John really thinks he can't beat someone, his personality type, he wouldn't take the fight. If he no matter what, if he really thinks he can't win, he knows he can win. That's why he's just negotiating. If he didn't, he would have just retired already. So, where is
But
this?
he's still negotiating. You said it. He didn't take the fight yet.
Yeah, but because
You're saying he's negotiating.
why not? He has the leverage. If you can negotiate, why not do it? It's an easy. Why not?
But why throw in this lofty number like of $30 billion? He knew that Dana White wouldn't give him that number. So
I don't know. We don't even. Where's the source of? Have we seen a video of John Jones saying, "I want $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall"? If we haven't, then I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
He said.
Have we seen a Twitter post?
he said I want fuck you money. That's what he said. Like
That could not. That doesn't.
He meant-
It could be like 20 million. Like,
All right. Well,
I
That's a big-
want money that it doesn't matter if I win or lose. That's what he said.
He also-
that
And
doesn't
I
mean
will tell you
He
something
also
else.
said-
I'm gonna tell you something else. I want to see your face here. I want you to put your fucking face here. Once John Jones turns down that fight, I want to see what you have to say. Okay, because I think
or if John
I'll
Jones
see-
loses to Aspinall
John Jones-
when he's flat on the floor on the canvas.
and I want to see your face once he turns down the fight.
But like, see, this is my point. So many people are picking Tom. This argument isn't John Doug. Like, people are basing their pick on John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, whether or not John Jones fights Tom Aspinall. So let me say this, for example, if Khabib ducked fucking who's like a really good matchup for Khabib at 55 right now. Let's say Khabib ducked the Poirier rematch. When anyone say Khabib is scared of Poirier, Khabib doesn't think he could beat Poirier. We're just like, what's the point of fighting him? Like, people are just gonna say Tom's a hype train. Francis would beat John Jones, and they'll go to Francis, and then everyone say John ducked Francis. Like, it's the same fucking. The cycle always continues.
But he did duck Francis though.
To be honest, I think John Jones would also fucking beat Francis Ngannou. But
No, man.
Bro, you said
I
you were
think
not the
Francis-
John Jones Glazer. The evidence says
Dude,
otherwise, man.
I'm not if there's someone good enough to beat John Jones, I'm gonna pick him to beat John Jones. But I don't think there's a fighter in history I would pick to beat John Jones. I don't see anyone good enough at heavyweight or 205 at all, ever. I really don't. I really,
apart
unless
from-
John look at the skills of these guys. Like, they're not good.
apart from Dominic Reyes, who already beat him. Right. I just want to go back to one of your points. Right. I want to go back to one of your points. You said what was it? Right. Yeah. You said, well, there's no footage of John Jones or bloody saying I want 30 million, so I'm not gonna believe that. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you say in the same breath, or I just get a vibe from Tom Aspinall that he's a quitter. I just get a vibe from his personality traits that he's a quitter. Well, like, where's the evidence then? If you're not going to believe something about John Jones without evidence, well, then why are you doing the same thing with Tom Aspinall? You're saying, well, it's just a vibe I get. Like, we could just say, well, it's just a vibe that we get. It's a
vibe I get.
Hold on. Yeah, but why can't? All right. Well, in that case, why can't we say with the same sort of thing? Well, we just get a vibe that John Jones is pricing himself out on purpose.
He's gay.
Because he's scared of Tom
Jones
Aspinall.
doesn't fear a motherfucker, dude. I don't want to sound like a gangster.
Well,
John
yeah,
Jones
but
doesn't fear a fucking man, dude.
but I just
Bro,
get the
it seems
vibe.
like
I just
your
get the
John's
vibe.
boyfriend.
I just get the
You can
vibe,
say all
dude.
that, you can say all that, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah, but
it's so true. Like,
yeah, but
why would John
Has he beaten you up?
terrified and scared of Tom Aspinall?
well, I just get the vibe, dude. I just get the vibe. So that must be
Why?
true.
Why?
because of his personality
Okay,
traits
why
and
didn't no one call out Francis? Why didn't anyone call out Francis? They tried to make that fight. The fight was literally gonna get made, but Francis was demanding money, demanding this, demanding that, and then they had to switch to Gon as Francis left the UFC.
I want to ask a question first.
They don't keep that
Why
same.
did John Jones change his demeanor when it came to Aspinall, and he was so keen to fight Alex Pereira because he knew that he could out wrestle Pereira.
Because it's just like a.
He knew
bigger
it would be easier than Tom Aspinall, and you calling Pereira an easy fighter. No, he's done a lot of things in a short period of time. Like he's a phenomenal fighter.
on
Okay,
that
but
on that
let me say this.
I'll
Let me say it like
let me
he's
just
a bigger,
add this
he's a
onto
bigger
that.
name. That's why. He's
Let me
fighting Alex.
let
He
me
wants
just
to
add
fight
this.
Alex.
Let me just add this onto, right? So, yeah. So you're saying that, well, John Jones's demeanor, like, you know, I don't think he's scared of Tom Aspinall, blah 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 blah. But on what Mohammed just said, right? When it comes to Pereira, all right, he's like, I just want to fight Pereira, all right? Just because I think he does well for my. Hold on.
There's also a bigger fight.
Yeah, hold on, right? I just want to fight Alex because he's done more than Tom, which he has. Fair enough. And then I just want to do fun fights like Derek Lewis and maybe Jamal Hill. But then when it comes to fighting, wait. But when it comes to fighting Tom, he's like, well, if I'm fighting Tom, I want to be compensated so well. Or that if I win or lose, that it's worth it. And that to me, right, is more of a demeanor that he's scared than Tom Aspinall literally showing nothing but willingness to fight John Jones.
Why would John Jones seriously, with a straight face, with the legacy he has, be like, I want to fight Derek Lewis and Jamal Hill? Why would John Jones turn into fucking like some like I want to fight everyone now other than this one guy? Like, there's no way John Jones is that fucking scared of Tom Aspinall. All right, there's no fucking. There's no fucking way. He would pick Derek Lewis or Jamal fucking Hill over Tom. He wouldn't fight those guys ever. What does he get out of fighting those guys? There's nothing to get. Why would John, someone who sits out for years, be like, it's obviously that should be everything to everyone's face that John is trolling, that he's taking the piss or whatever you fucking people say. He's taking the piss, you know? He's taking the piss.
I'm gonna explain to you why John Jones doesn't want the fight. Because in fighting sports, you are only as good as your last match. If John Jones in his last fight in his career loses to Tom Aspinall, he's no longer the GOAT. He's just the gay wife beater who lost to Tom Aspinall. And that's why he wants to fight Pereira, because he thinks he can win. And that's why he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall or Francis Ngannou. Don't you think it's a little weird? Like, if I think I can beat my motherfucker. I'm gonna fight him right now. Bring me on. Bring Pereira. That's gonna be a great fight. Oh no. First, you can fight Pereira next. But first, fight the motherfucker who's the interim champ in your division. And then you know, man, that guy is not threat. I mean, I want fuck you money. I want a lot of money. Don't you think that's a little strange? What about vibes? You were talking about vibes. What vibes does that give you? Does that give you a man that's scared?
That's the point. He wants people to think he's scared. That's the whole buildup. That's the whole narrative around this fight. This is the guy John was ducking. John was forced into this. The only reason he's taking this fight is because
it's a bad look. It's a bad look. Why would he pretend that he's scared? It's a very bad look, man.
John doesn't care. He's accomplished all that he has. He doesn't care if people think that's just gonna. John is building up everyone to like give this false sense of like confidence to everyone that he's gonna lose. Like, this is the time John loses. Tom at all the hype promos, all this, and then Tom has an arm triangle in the second.
So hard right now. I never seen someone cope this hard. Man.
Yeah, but right. So
you really love John Jones.
Let's just say Lasso. Lasso.
I'm just honest.
Lasso, right? The reason why we bring this up, right? I just want to say, right? I think that John Jones, right? I think that if the pay's big enough, he will take the fight. And I do agree with you to an extent, right? That maybe it's just for leverage, whatever, blah 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 blah. The point I'm trying to make is, right? I'm not saying that John Jones won't take the fight because of what he said. I'm just using your own arguments, right? Because you're saying that you think Tom Aspinall's a quitter based on nothing but vibes. But then when we have actual footage, right? Footage and
He is a
footage and interviews of John Jones saying, "Oh well, I don't want to risk my legacy on a." Oh, are you gonna just?
You're making the same arguments. You're
Well,
saying Tom literally tapped. Like, I know it's a heel hug, whatever, but like John didn't tap to Vitor. I know John's tougher than Tom. That's all I'm gonna say. John's been through wars. I think it's obvious from the evidence that we have of a lot of fighter style patterns that Tom Aspinall is most likely probably a quitter, or at least someone that doesn't do good at dealing with adversity. Maybe that's a better word to use. Maybe quitter's a little too explicit if you want to be nice.
Right, so now you've moved the goalpost though, right? Because at first you were saying, well, it's just a vibe I get from Tom based on nothing. And now you're saying, well, no, actually, it's because he tapped 10 years ago. So, like, which is it? Is it your vibes? Is it your tapping from 10 years ago? Like, which is it? Like, you need to pick a stance and stick with it.
Look at, for example, Charles Oliver. Everyone said Charles wasn't a quitter, right? He fought. Michael Chandler survived. Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. I'm not saying he isn't tough. People think because you're a quitter, that means you're not tough. To be honest, like, everyone is a quitter to an extent. I just think you're taking it too literally. You're taking it way too, like, upfront. Like, I just think Tom's one of those guys that, like, will quit before John does. That's my point. Like, I don't think John genuinely, like, if he deals with any adversity, is just gonna be like, gonna be flustered. Like, he's always, look at the Reyes fight. In his head, he was saying, like, all this, all that, like, I was meant to lose, and he still came back and won even after that. I think if that goes through Tom's head, Tom is not gonna win. I mean, Tom's gonna just naturally just give up. He's just gonna give up.
Oh yeah,
right?
but it's like based on like, because you like to go over like Hold on, let me just sort. All right, there we go. Sorry, hold on.
Knee. Conor was shouting, saying, "Meet me outside. This is never over." And Tom's like, "My knee."
All right,
like,
so
you can't tell me Tom isn't soy, bro. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but
Evidence
but
shows that Tom is a soy boy.
Sorry. What shows that Tom's a soy boy? Sorry.
He cried like a baby after the knee injury, and Conor didn't. What Conor didn't do, and who else? What's it called? He tapped. We've never seen John tap. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that Tom is a quitter and a crybaby, and way more soy than John Jones.
So you're a lot of evidence that Tom is a quitter was because he tapped in 2015 and because he got upset because his knee blew up in a potential number one contenders match. I mean, would you not be upset?
No, it was. It's not about, like, that's my point though. Like, okay, it's just my point though. Like, we've seen evidence of Tom in situations where you'll be like, man, this guy, dude, be honest. Like, give me your honest take. If you had to predict, like, do you honestly get the vibe that Tom is this fucking like no matter what, like one of the toughest fighters, like, for example, like Tony Ferguson in his prime, or like, who else? Like John Jones not tapping a Vitor's armbar. Like, we've seen these little things. Like, these little things matter. Like, do you see Tom surviving ground and pound and, like, not getting worse as the fight goes on and, like, being like, fuck, like, it's not going my way. What do I do? Just like the will be taken away from him to win. You know what I mean?
So
Bro, to be fair,
sorry, go on.
I see John Jones as less of a man. Because Tom Aspinall wants to fight the better fighter we have has ever had in the sport.
Like,
oh man, don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Every single day, Tom Aspinall is asking for the fight, and he just wants to fight the guy. John Jones beats his wife. I hate to bring that up a lot of time, but that's not something a real man. Bro, look at me. Look at me. I look like John Jones' wife right now. Okay, so I can have my take on this.
Right,
John Jones, bro, he's a little sassy, I don't think John Jones is more of a tough guy than Tom Aspinall. Brother, he's been fucking knocking out heavyweights. He's the interim champion. He wants the fight and John don't. What's the man in here,
as soon as listen.
I know that people don't like John Jones, but it's just like this. Tom Aspinall just doesn't have what it takes to beat him.
Right,
because let's face it, John is not going to stand there and get KO'd. So if you think Tom can't KO him early in the first minute or two, how the fuck are you gonna pick him to beat John? It just doesn't.
Right. So
Like, John needs to get steamrolled to lose this.
Right.
Tom's gonna win a decision. Like, what? Like,
two things.
he's gonna
Two things.
outskill Jones to a
He
decision.
could get a sim rolled. That's what you're not acknowledging, Rear. He could get a sim rolled. He's shit at boxing, bro. John Jones is
What
shit
you're
at
saying.
boxing. Tone Aspinall is really
Right.
good, bro. He could get
Hold on.
He
Hold on.
could
Hold
get
on.
knocked out.
Hold on. Right. So I
Tom
will.
is a 1-2 spammer. Tom isn't that good of a boxer.
Right.
Pretend Tom is a high level boxer. He's not a high level boxer. Ilya Topuria is a high level boxer, not fucking Tom Aspinall. What?
Yeah, but we're
People
talking
are
about
stupid.
heavyweights,
This is
dude.
Tom.
We're
This is
talking about
Tom right here.
heavyweights.
This is
We're talking about heavyweights, bro. Like we're talking about heavyweight. Look at that shot. Oh my
Right
god. John Jones fan, you can tell. Zesty as, bro. Right, anyway. So right, yeah, so yeah, Ilya Topuria,
what?
right, two things, right? I want to have my say, right? So, yes, Ilya Topuria is a much more skillful boxer than Tom Aspinall, but even you admit lighter skill, all right? Lighter man skill, it is a thing. So we're going off heavyweights, right? We're going off skilled boxers at heavyweight. He's the most skilled boxer at heavyweight, not pound for pound or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Number two, right? You say that Tom Aspinall, right, is a soy boy because he cried. What's more soy, in your opinion, right? What's more soy, right? Having a nice, happy, stable family, right, or beating up women? What's more soy? Be honest.
We don't know what Tom does behind the scenes.
No. Be honest.
at
Be
John
honest.
Jones' wife.
Be honest.
I'm talking about as a fighter. I'm talking about in the cage, dude. You're bringing
Oh, no.
outside the cage stuff.
No.
In
You
the
were
cage,
no.
as
You were
a
talking about him
fighter,
crying,
John
dude.
Jones
You were talking
is
no.
not
You were
as soy
talking
as
about
Tom
him
Aspinall.
crying.
Argument you want to bring up?
You were talking about him crying, dude. Right? You were talking about him crying because of a result that happened in the cage. Yes, you also mentioned the
He cried right away. Like, it wasn't like
tapping
from the
out.
result. He was like, "Ooh." Connor lost to Khabib. The guy he hated, he didn't cry. Like,
Right.
this guy lost to that guy, he didn't cry. That
All
guy,
right.
that you
Yeah,
don't
but-
cry like a baby and not be a little bit sore.
I'm
man.
sorry, right?
Like, all
I'm
the
sorry.
other
Have you
ins-
seen?
There's footage of John Jones crying because he's getting arrested. What are you talking about? He's like, a black man can't
I
drink.
was going to say that. I was going to say that.
Go on.
Yeah,
Go
and he
on.
headbutted
Go
the
on.
John Jones beat his
Go
wife.
on.
He
What?
headbutted the fucking
was
car like a
like-
maniac psychopath.
A black man
He
can't
headbutted
drink.
the fucking psychopath.
What's so crying soy? But
Okay,
oh, black man
champion,
can't
and this
drink.
was on a-
Two against one.
Black man
Two
can
against one.
drink.
That's all I'm saying.
Black
That's all
man
I'm
can
saying. I'm
drink.
owning you guys. Right? John Jones headbutted the car like a fucking psychopath. Tom wouldn't have the balls to headbutt a fucking cop car. Like a
I
fucking
became the champion, and this is what I get for beating with my wife.
Well, so that impresses you,
Oh my
bro.
God,
So,
this black man can drink.
so John Jones. So
That's
so
some of the weak.
so you think
Bro,
so?
like,
So
I
wait,
see
hold on.
John
So
in
you
fights.
think? So
He
you
is
think?
stupid,
So
Tom.
you think an alpha, right? You think an, as in the opposite of being a soy boy, right? Crybaby. You think in that situation, the alpha thing to do is to headbutt a car and cry. Are you for real? Like, you think that's how
I don't think, like,
that's
I
how a
think it's
man
just
reacts to
crazy.
something?
And that's the real thing. John is he has this demeanor about him. Like,
Yes,
he
he's a
has very
psychopath. I did a whole
cold
video on it. You should go check it out. It's
demeanor.
really good.
Whatever. But like that's my point though. Like how can Tom Soy Spinal be a psychopath, right? By your definition. Let's say John is a psychopath. I don't really think I don't really care. I don't do
He
emotion like, oh, is he a
is,
psychopath?
He is.
I'm just talking about the fight. I'm just talking about the
You're
match.
talking about this shit like he had butted the cop, bro. He had
No,
butted the car.
you brought
Some
up the fact that
fucking
Tom
girl shit.
you brought up the fact that Tom's a soy boy.
No, it's
and
not.
that he
I never seen a
cries.
girl headbutt
Like,
a car,
you
like,
you
crazy
you
like that.
you brought up the fact that Tom Aspinall, right? You think that he's a quitter because he's a soy boy and he gives off these vibes. So no, you're not just keeping it to the fight, all right? So don't just be like,
All right,
well,
all right.
actually, I want to backtrack now because you've brought up John Jones's soy boy stuff.
Dude.
Like, come on.
Dude, I'm sorry. He's from like just the way he sounds, the way he looks, where
He's
he's
just humble,
from.
bro.
I know
He-
it sounds a little bit whatever, but it's
Wait,
just like
hold on.
there's certain
Hold on.
guys.
The
They
way
can tell.
the way Tom sounds. Have you heard John Jones speak? Knock it off. Like, are you for
Yeah,
real, bro?
All right. But I've also seen John speak in ways where it's like very cold, and you could tell like if John takes his fight, he's gonna be studying everything Aspinall does, and it's like I can pick up what Tom Aspinall does and the reads that I can get. If I can do it, then Why the fuck can John and his team not fucking do it? Of course they're gonna pick shit up. And it's just Tom is too obvious. There's nothing special about him. I just think he's a special heavyweight. But what does that mean, really? You know what I mean? He's good for a heavyweight, but again, like I think a prime DC would probably beat Tom Aspinall. I think.
Yeah, he would.
I think I really do. And this is the
Those are
point.
fair
I mean,
points.
you match Tom Aspinall with all these other guys, people will start saying, "Oh, I don't know, this guy might be Tom Aspinall." And then when they talk about Tom versus John, everyone's just so confident that Tom's going to beat John. Doesn't that show that everyone's emotionally attached to this fight? That people just are not giving John a chance because of like they just hate him.
No,
We're
dude.
not giving John a chance. We are saying that it's gonna be a tough fight.
Because I don't hate.
talking about it's gonna
I
be
don't
a
mind
fucking
Tom Aspinall.
steamroller.
I don't have anything against the guy. If he wins, good for him.
Like, dude,
But if you have a strong hatred for John Jones, and you see this fast twitch boxing at heavyweight with one punch power with speed and all this, it's quick to be like, this guy's gonna beat John Jones. He's younger. He's big. Let's. By the way, people call John Jones gay. Let me just say, Tom Aspinall fans are gay as fuck. He's younger. He's bigger. He's faster. He's stronger. Like all they do
I'm
is
gonna give you that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you that one.
right. Two things, right? Two things. Two
You
things,
guys,
right?
come on.
Two things, right? So, right. So you're talking about bloody. What is it? You just mentioned then. Tom Aspinall fans are gay. Tom Aspinall is gay. Whatever, right? There's actual like. I don't know if you saw the comedy club clip, dude. He's actually talking about fingering someone's ass, and he's grabbing someone's crotch, bro. Come on now.
I'm not even
You
denying it.
California boys, I'm obsessed with.
I'm upset.
I'm
Yeah,
obsessed.
it is.
with you
All
California
I'm
boys.
saying
Hi,
is-
blue eyes.
All I'm saying is, these people sit there and talk about other grown men's bodies like, this guy's bigger and he's in better shape, and then they go around being like, this guy's gay, and they get too emotional about it, and it's like, bro, you're fucking there's definitely something there. You're high. Most MMA fans are, in my opinion, closeted. That's just my opinion.
Right, but there's a.
I
right,
think
so- yeah,
they
but-
have like
Sorry, there's a difference, right?
they let
There's
their
a difference.
closeted anger out in MMA chats.
There's a difference, right, between acknowledging that someone's in better shape than someone else, and actually like trying to grab someone's crotch and saying that I love the, what would I say, the LA guys and high blue eyes and all that shit. Like there's a difference between saying he's in shape or he's in good
That's so
shape.
gay that it's not gay though.
What do you mean? It's okay. It's not going.
Like if he was gay, like that's so like John is just zesty. Like he might just be a zesty weirdo.
No, bro, you were talking about vibes.
Okay,
Listen
yeah,
to
whatever
the
he's
interview
gay, but that doesn't mean he
of
doesn't.
John Jones against Daniel Cormier. What vibes
Oh.
does that give you?
Oh yeah,
You are
dude, the
you
whole
the vibe
build-up.
reader.
It didn't say anything
Yeah, but,
about
like,
steroids.
I'm not disagreeing.
I wanna beat you. I
did not-
already
you did not-
beat you.
You did not do that.
Already
Shit.
beat
You did not fucking. I'm not on steroids. I didn't do that.
Right, but get
Steroids
right.
fuck up your voice.
Right, let's get back to the fight because we're going way off track here, fucking calling people gay and shit, right? So, you said that Prime DC beats Tom Aspinall. I agree. I think Prime John Jones beats Tom Aspinall, but these guys are not in the like. If Stipe was to come back, right? Let's say he trains for like a year. If he came back, say in 26, right, cuts all this fat down, well, not all of it, but cuts a good chunk down, right, meets the heavyweight limit, would you pick DC to beat Tom Aspinall?
I think Jones looked better against Stipe than he did against all these other.
I didn't
Like,
ask
okay,
that. That
okay.
wasn't even the question. Answer my question.
No, I know. I was answering. I
sorry,
know
go
what
on.
your question was. I think Jones still looks like he's in his prime. I know people are gonna say, no, he's not. Where's the evidence that he isn't? Look at his last two heavyweight fights. He's looked really solid.
What the
Just
fuck, bro?
doesn't mean he's like Tom Aspinall doesn't mean he isn't really
He
good.
hasn't
Footwork-
looked solid.
Look at Ilya. Ilya doesn't move. Wait. Ilya doesn't fucking move. His footwork's not like out here fast. Like, but like you can still tell that John has the timing. You can still tell that John has the grappling and all that shit. Look at the way he timed Cyril Gahn, and he's still smart. Like I don't see if you're picking John just because he's old. I mean, picking Tom just because John's older. That's already kind of like you're basically kind of making it obvious that John's gonna win because that's a very bad thing to go off of because John's never fucking. Oh, well, I'm picking Tom to beat John because John destroyed Stipe and destroyed Cyril Gahn, but he's 37. Like, okay, like that's look at all the other advantages John has. Like, you still got to pick John if you're not biased, which
Bro,
I
I
don't blame
want you
you
to
if you
look
are.
at the
Like, of course
camera.
you're gonna be biased,
I
but
want you to look at the camera point blank and say that John Jones is in his prime.
he doesn't have to be. But I think
You
he's
just
not.
said it.
Huh? I
You
said there's no
just said
evidence.
it.
He isn't. That's my point.
There is evidence.
I didn't say he
There-
definitely is.
There is evidence, though. Well, there definitely is.
Other than
On-
age, there's
No,
it's
no,
not enough.
no,
I
no,
think
no.
Prime's John Jones would have the fight that he had with 42-weight Stipe Miocic, because months
Be
Yeah,
ago,
honest.
John doesn't finish people in the first round. John doesn't finish people in the first round.
No, but
turned
he
his
doesn't need
back,
to finish.
bro.
No, no, no.
Chael Sonnen.
Laura, he doesn't need to finish people in the first round, right? But if you look at Jones versus Stipe, right? Jones dominated round 1, right? There's no argument there. Yeah, tripped him, fucking pieced him up on the ground, right? Fair enough. Great round.
Dominated him every round.
Hold on. Round 2 comes along, right? Stipe's landing on this dude like a 42-year.
He's
He is, dude. He is. Jones had his back turned and was running from him, dude.
Okay.
Like,
He got caught. He got caught one time. He got caught
one
one time.
time,
He's gonna lose
dude.
to Tom
Stipe,
Aspinall.
Stipe, you can make an argument for Stipe winning round 2, like, and that's not me as a John Jones hater, because I obviously picked John Jones to I picked John Jones to beat Stipe. So like I'm not just some like, oh, Stipe's
Really?
gonna
You
beat
picked
him.
John Jones to be fucking Stipe. Really?
Wait.
All right.
Wait. What do you mean by that?
Wow.
What do you mean by that?
I meant like, I mean, I picked Stipe. I'm kidding. I did not pick Stipe. But John. All right. You want to make the argument that John's maybe not in his prime?
No, hold
But it's like,
on. Stop.
and what? He can still
Stop a minute. Stop. I
Okay.
said I want you to
Stop
answer.
what? I'm
Hold on.
trying to fucking make a point.
No. I asked you a question and you didn't answer it, dude. I said I picked John to beat Stipe, and then you said, "Wow, oh wow, you picking to beat Stipe? Why was that such a surprise that I picked John to beat Stipe?"
I was being sarcastic. I was being sarcastic.
All right, okay. It's not because Stipe was like 42, way out of his prime, slow. Oh, it wasn't because of that though, no.
Why was
Dude,
it
John
so
Jones
obvious?
in his prime. Like, it doesn't. Like, come on. Like, okay. Do you think it's really unfair for John to get like crucified for not wanting to? Okay, let's go off your argument or the MMA community. Like, oh, let's say he's ducking Tom Aspinall, right? Isn't it unfair to judge him for that? Because I'm not saying like that's a good thing to do to duck someone. I think he should take this fight, but at the same time, like, he's 38, right? So if John is fucking bullying Stipe Miocic, why the fuck is it okay for Tom Aspinall to come in and bully 38-year-old John Jones? Why is that okay? Like, why is it not work like that?
On that, do you then, right, discredit John Jones' win over DC?
What? No,
Why? Because John Jones was.
I don't.
Why? Because no. Hold on.
Huh?
John Jones was 31. DC was 38. You're now basically saying, well, why should Tom just come in and fight Old Man Jones? Jones did the same thing to
not Jones'
DC, whilst on steroids, might I add. So why is that fight okay? Well, now you're criticizing Tom Aspinall for wanting to fight John Jones with a smaller age gap.
I'm not criticizing Tom Aspinall. I'm not. I'm saying, look, if you're Tom, you should beg for the fight. But I'm talking about the MMA community. They're saying, oh, John's bullying out of prime Stipe. Well, Jones is also out of his prime too. Like, the age gap between John and Stipe is not as much as it is with John and Tom. Like, if you ever take like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, like, John is like 25 and Stipe's 50. Like, come on. Like, he was like 5 years older, which is a difference. But Tom is also much younger than John. And for basing that same argument, then why does John have to fight? You know why? Because they want to see John lose and they think they got their guy.
No.
I mean, we appreciate that you are making the debate interesting, but you know that some of the shit that you are talking is goofy. The Bromo, the point
No,
that
it's a
Bromo
real point.
was.
It's really
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna tell you. You just were sarcastic on Bromo when he said that he picked John Jones to beat Miocic
yes.
Stipe Miocic. But you were saying like 1 hour ago that the win of Tom Aspinall against Sergey Pavlovich was just as good as John Jones
Bro,
beating
come
Stipe
on.
Miocic.
No offense,
Oh,
bro.
And
Come on,
you
you gotta
just
yes.
went sarcastic.
You guys are scrap.
You
You
just
guys are
went
just
sarcastic.
dicks, and I'm out here on my own. Just all right.
Weren't you
Let me
saying that
explain.
it was equivalent of a beating, and now you no shit you beat
Because of
John
course John
Jones?
was gonna beat Stipe.
You
Look at
you
the
know,
John was gonna
of
beat
course.
Stipe. I didn't deny
That's
that.
our
But
point.
Sergey is still shit. Sergey is still shit. That's my point. And I picked Tom Aspinall to beat Sergey Pavlovich for that reason. All right. I've always picked Tom
He
Aspinall.
was knocking guy. Pavlovich was knocking motherfuckers out left and right, bro. Sergey haven't fight since he got knocked out versus
Whoa.
Ngannou.
Curtis, no IQ blades. Whoa. Wow, man. That's so impressive, man.
I mean,
Dude,
beating.
I'm sorry?
Listen, beating a current active Curtis Blades, in my opinion. If John Jones, genuinely right, and I want to go to back to a point that you made after this because you're asking why should John fight Tom, and I have an answer for that,
You
right?
better not be making the point I think you're gonna make.
If John Jones, right, in 2024, right, I'm not on about prime Stipe, right? If John Jones came in
Alright.
and did what he did to Stipe, to Curtis Blades, right, in 2024, I'd be more impressed with that than what he did to Stipe, who was out of the ring for 4 years, got knocked out, was retired, 100%. Because Curtis is
Yeah, obviously.
Curtis
because
is
John hasn't
right.
KO'd anyone.
Right, so why you so why are you like bigging up the Stipe win, right? Like it's like John Jones beat
I'm
Stipe.
not being like John.
Yeah, but you have been though. Yeah, but you have been, right? I'm not saying right this second, but
I'm saying it's a better win than people give it credit for. People say it means absolutely nothing. Like, okay, but like he still looked really good, and people just want to pretend he didn't. And like I said, it's Stipe. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time. I know he's washed, but that evens out the playing field on him being on the same level of someone like Pavlovich.
all right.
So it's like, and like I said, John isn't a fucking one punch KO artist, so of course the fight's probably gonna get extended a little bit.
all right.
like-
So all right, yeah.
And
But
also, what? Can I make one more point
Yeah.
before you say anything?
go on.
This is how bad Tom Aspinall's wins are. All right, Cyril Gahn doesn't take his career seriously. Fucking fucks around, does movies. He comes back, fights Volkov in this rematch, tries to lose, has terrible fight. Cyril Gahn was like playing around in there, and he still fucking beat Volkov, which is what I thought. As Cyril Gahn is like, please beat me, but I can't lose to you because you're too shit.
Right,
You're
so-
too shit.
Right, so I'm not even gonna engage in the fact that you just said that Volkov lost to Gahn because you're literally the only person that I've seen online or anywhere say that. So that's just ridiculous. But
People hate jokes.
Why?
Everyone has a mob mentality. No one thinks for themselves.
right,
No one
no,
thinks for themselves. They don't have
no,
a-
dude, go back and watch my
That's
live.
the
Right,
ass
I-
motherfucker.
obviously, right. I was live streaming, right? I was live streaming the whole thing. I scored the fight live. First round to Garn, next two to Volkov. I scored it live before everyone else, before I even saw the backlash. So I'm not just following the mob. You can go back. I mean, you're not going to, but it's on my channel. It's on my live. You can go see it if you really want to try and debunk it. But right, so let me just go back. So I've got two things, real quick, right? So you're saying that. So on the one hand, all right, you're saying that if Jones beat Curtis Blades, it'd be more impressive than if he beat Stipe in 24, yeah?
No, it would be just as impressive.
All right.
It wouldn't be more.
Okay, all right. Well, let's say just as impressive. But then you're saying that Curtis Blades is shit. So what is it? Like
Yeah,
well,
because Stipe is older, and he did take the 4-year layoff. I'm not saying it's the best win. I'm not saying John beating Stipe is such a fucking amazing fucking win. Did I ever say that? Like, did I ever fucking say John beating Stipe is some groundbreaking win? No, it's not the best win. But
you
John
didn't say that
still
it was a
looked really good.
groundbreaking
It's
win, but
not
the way you were talking
worse
about
than anything
it.
Tom Aspinall's done. It's just as good.
Sorry, go on.
I said, like, the Stipe win, I'm not glazing it that much. I'm just saying, like, it's just as good as Tom's win. So people, like, shit on John for being Stipe, but skill-wise, okay, Stipe's much better than those guys, but if you take the age into consideration, it evens out the playing field, therefore making it just as good of a win as Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, and whatever version of Volkov that Tom fought back
Well,
then.
I think that you do have to
Maybe the Volkov win, I think is probably a little better than the Stipe win like back then, but Volkov is so plotty. Like, he got taken down by Gon. Like, he still hasn't fixed any of his fucking holes, man. Like who's he beaten? Like, Tai Tuivasa, Jairzinho Rosen shit. Jairzinho Rosen poop.
Right,
Rosen
yeah, but
Pookie,
right, yeah.
but
So
whatever.
yeah, so you haven't outright come and say, right, like, oh, that John Jones win on Stipe was fantastic, but it's the way that you talk about it, like the way that you've been talking about that fight throughout this whole conversation is like that's a really good win. Like, yeah, like you haven't come out and outright said that win was amazing for John, but you haven't really criticized it or like you haven't criticized it. Like, you've said, well, Jones
I
took
made
down
a video saying it was a trash fight.
well, I haven't seen.
I made a video
yeah, but I'm on about like here and now. I've not seen that video, but if you have, then fair enough. Well, I mean, like currently now in this call, you've not really said like, like earlier you said, well, John Jones took down Stipe, and it's like, okay, like he can barely fucking walk, like you know what I mean? It's like these things, like, they're like you bring up, and it's like
wrestler, bro.
What's that? Sorry,
good wrestler.
Yeah,
Tom Aspinall, I'll say that.
Yeah, he was when he was like active and fighting, dude. Like, he was limping to the ring, for fuck's sake. Like, come on, like you can't deny that shit, bro. Like, he was limping to the ring. Like, he's been out.
But like, what is that? I understand that's a reason, but it's like my point is people pretend like it means absolutely nothing, but it's like that's just disingenuous. Like, it means something. It means at least something. You can't just say it means nothing. Like, Stipe is still the greatest heavyweight of all time. He came to win. All right. He was focused on John Jones. He looked big for the fight. He looked in good shape. Yes, he looked old and slow, but at the same time, it's like, first of all, Stipe was never even that fast in his prime, but that's an argument that people want to make. Oh, Stipe looked old. Stipe is not like an agile guy. He's not going to, of course he's going to look slow out there, especially when he's older. So it's like, I'm just making the argument that when people glaze Tom for his performances over these guys, then it's only fair to at least give John at least some credit when these guys just say, no, it's a shit win. No, a wash Stipe is as good of a win as a prime Curtis Blades. Because Curtis Blades wouldn't fucking sniff the legacy of Stipe Miocic in his prime, at all, ever. So what is that? What does that prove?
Yeah, so you go. Yeah,
so you really think that John?
Go on.
Given the circumstances, do you really think that John looked really great in that fight? Like,
yes,
do you imagine prime John Jones having that of a fight with Stipe?
That takedown was 42. That spinning kick finish was beautiful. He looked fucking. Honestly, I think John looked perfect. I do think that John's jiu-jitsu is a little overrated, to be honest. But at the same time, Stipe's never been subbed, so we don't really know. Maybe Stipe's hard to sub than we give credit. For. But like, I think John, there's certain aspects of him that are overrated. But when it comes to a matchup against Tom Aspinall, it's just like Tom has like almost no shot. He has a puncher's chance, and I just think that if anyone,
that term, a puncher's chance is used when someone is a worse boxer. A puncher's chance is a term used when someone is a worse boxer. He's not
okay, but
like, chance. Any punch could put John Jones to the ground.
John's boxing,
any single one.
I think John's boxing is actually kind of good.
Not
like,
compared
he has good
to Tom Aspinall. Not compared to Tom Aspinall.
He has good technique. I mean, who knows? Maybe he could. But like, I don't think he will. But John Jones has better boxing than people give him credit for. I don't think the boxing gap is massive. I think the wrestling gap is massive. I think, like, yeah, when it comes to danger in the boxing, it's massive. But when it comes to technique, skill, like knowing just patterns and head movement and technique and distance, when it comes to striking, John overall is a better striker than Tom. He's literally better at he's a better striker, a better grappler, better experience, better IQ, longer reach, just better in the clinch. These advantages, like, he's gonna win. Like, you can't have that many advantages and be a little older and then lose to someone like that. It just, you're banking on a puncher's chance.
He's really,
and to be honest,
a lot
Tom
slower.
has power. I think he has a lot. I think people pretend like he has like once he glances, it's like you're out cold. Like look at his earlier fights. Like he KO'd who Marcin Tybura. These guys are getting hit clean by Tom. They have to get hit clean. Like sitting right there. Like John's not gonna get hit clean. He's gonna roll. He's gonna move out the way. He's gonna get the clinch. He's gonna shoot a take. He's gonna do something to alleviate the power. And I think John is less likely to get KO'd than these other guys because they've been knocked out. Curtis Blades has been knocked out. Pavlich hasn't been, but like I said, he takes the shots fully. Marcin Tybura, I mean, come on. Like, that's my point. Like, there's nothing that we've seen from Tom and his opponents and his skill set that we can actually, without bias, be like, yeah, he's going to beat John Jones.
All right, so
even right now, he's going to beat John Jones. There's no, it's not the logical pick at all.
Right,
It's
so,
an emotional pick.
All right, so going out off that then, right? I do want to go back to something really, but we'll stay on track just for a little bit. So you say that you've not seen anything from Tom Aspinall that'll make you worried for John Jones or whatever, right? So what in John's, and I'm talking recent, like from the Stipe fight, right? What in that fight did you see genuinely that you thought, oh, Tom's gonna have trouble with that, like genuinely?
What did I see from the Stipe fight to be like confident he beats Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The grappling, the ground and pound, the kicks, the distance, the defense, the defense. Like he barely got hit. He has good head movement. John doesn't. Look at the Reyes fight. Reyes is just fucking blitzing, missing everything. John has way better defense than fucking Tybura, Pavlovich, Blades. Like that means everything. Like John isn't gonna just.
Do you think John Jones beat the Reyes? The Reyes fight?
Yeah.
Do you think he won?
Yes, I think he won that fight.
When you are glazing John Jones more than Dana White, bro, there's something wrong. You need to take a step back. Look, take a deep breather.
Look, Dana White's glaze at John Jones is obviously business. It's not like he doesn't actually care that much about, oh, John Jones is the best.
I don't know, bro. Do you remember the Islam Makhachev win against Dustin Poirier interview?
Yeah.
It was like motherfuckers did not ask a single thing about pound for pound. They didn't ask anything about John Jones. Dana White went like, I think Islam is great, but John Jones is the better pound for pound fighter in the world, man.
Right,
doesn't
so
seem business to me.
All right.
So I
want to
go back to
my point on why John beat Reyes, because this is the most controversial opinion ever. Like no one thinks this. No YouTuber's ever said, I think John Jones beat Dominic Reyes. If you actually watch the second round, which is the deciding round, also in the third round, John actually kind of clipped Reyes at the end, but in the second round, Reyes missed everything he landed. John outlanded him, and also based on the scoring criteria and the commission that they were in at the time, John Jones won that fight. Like what they scored back then was octagon control and shit like that. And John actually was the one kind of moving more forward in more moments of that round, and he made Reyes miss everything. And when the round's so close, when you miss that much, the other person would probably get it. That's a bad look for the judges. So it was John outlanded him. Reyes may have landed he landed an uppercut. He landed one leg kick that was clean. He landed a few body jabs, but he was missing all those big punches he was throwing in that blitz. And when he was smothering Jones against the fence, like I don't see how anyone can say John Jones, like, okay, I could see how Reyes could win. Like, to be honest, if I was scoring the fight, like I would give it to Reyes just because, like,
what?
Like,
you just said that Reyes lost.
Let me explain. I know that people are gonna be shocked. I would give it to Reyes because I would be like, wow, Reyes won because he's a big underdog, and I gotta give it to him. It'd be biased. Like at that time, like it'd be cool to see John Jones lose, but because it's like something no one expected, just for the crazy moment of it happening. But if you're objectively watching it without putting emotion aside, John Jones won that fight, and also based on the commission. I don't make the rules. The rules are the rules. Based on scoring criteria, based on how fights were scored in that commission, whatever you feel happened doesn't necessarily matter. It's a sport. It's like professionally scored. John Jones won that fight, even though it may have not looked like he won the fight because he was constantly. There was a moment where he was like fucking defending and just being defensive, but he actually outlanded Reyes. Like I watched that fight the second round. He landed more. You know what I mean? And obviously he won the fourth and the fifth. You know what I mean?
Right,
so I don't see how anyone could say at the very least there was a robbery. Like that's stupid. maybe if you're biased, you can be like, I think Reyes could win, but like John won that fight. To be
Well,
honest. I really believe that.
what I'll do then is over this weekend I will rewatch that fight and I'll let you know what I think and I'll see if
Alright.
you're right. But let's just go back. So right. So you said I asked you for examples in the Stipe fight, right? And then you went back to the Reyes fight, which is what John Jones fans do. Right? Yeah, I asked for current examples. They give ones from the past. But you did say the takedowns look good, the kicks look good. What else did you say? His defense his defense looked good, right? So let's just break this down. So I will admit that his kicks looked really good. All right, his kicks did look good. That spinning kick that he got him out there with was just beautiful. All right, and I said that in my recap. I said that it was a beautiful KO or TKO. It was really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
With the wrestling, like the wrestling was good. It was good, but you have to also like give context to it though. Like you can't just say, well, he out wrestled Stipe Miocic, and I'm gonna go back to it. But it is a valid argument though. Like you have to take in to account the inactivity, right? Where he was from his last fight compared to this fight. You know, where he is in his career now. And you can't just be like, well, he took down Stipe. It's like, well, yeah, he did. But it's like, which Stipe is it? Like, it isn't the Stipe that's like, it isn't the Stipe from years ago that was on top, that you know, was beating all these guys. Like, this is current Stipe that we're talking about. And I'm not saying that this means that John Jones won't take Tom. I think John Jones will take Tom Aspinall down. Right, I do think that, but I think he's gonna have an easier time on the ground, right, because of his jiu-jitsu background, and I think he will survive on the ground. I do think John will take him down. I really do. But I think with his jiu-jitsu and his, you know, and I'm gonna bring up, his like youth and his strength that he does have, because they do play a factor. That wrestling of John Jones that he did against Stipe, right? This old dude, it's not going to be as dominant as it was against Stipe, all right? And you say the defense, but like, yeah, the defense looked good, right? But even you just said then that Stipe's never been quick. Tom's a lot quicker than Stipe, right? I will admit, right, that Tom's absolute like specialty is blitzing in, right? With the 1-2, all right, that is his specialty. He blitzes in with like fast hands. Well, you just admitted that Stipe isn't fast anyway. So like saying, well, you know, he had really good defense. Like, yeah, but it's against a slow old man. So you have to translate that over to the fast young up and you know.
I'm about to crush you with your own argument, bro.
You are?
I'm about to crush you with your own argument. So
go on.
I could say Tom has good offense by plotty heavyweights. I could say Tom has good grappling by the bum heavyweights he fought. So it's like, oh, his defense was good against this guy. Like, good defense is good defense. But when you take a look at the skill, at the end of the day, it's impossible. Like, objectively, who's got better defense? Tom or John? John. Who's got better kicks? John or Tom? John. Who's got better wrestling? John or Tom? John. Clinch? John. IQ? John. I mean, all these things, distance, reach advantage, John. Like, all these advantages that John even has, honestly, even the footwork. Tom's footwork is overrated. Can we just make this very clear? Like, Tom's footwork is so, like, watch the Curtis Blades, but his feet are not fast. Cyril Gane has faster feet than Tom Aspinall. Dominic Reyes, Gustafsson, these guys have faster feet. What about the oblique kicks? We all know how much of a problem that will be. John has seen too many styles to lose to some basic 1-2 spammer.
All right, well, that's fair.
Maybe he's a little more than that, but...
Go on, Victor.
I gotta head out. I'm gonna hit a workout. But props to Lotso for making the debate, because without him, we're just gonna agree on shit. And props for not ducking like John.
Yeah,
100% right.
That's really cool. You came in kind of cringe, but then you're a really nice guy. No, good debate, and
100%.
tie you, Bromo, for having me. You know.
No worries. I would be absolute. I had a great time. We should definitely do this again sometime. And I just want to end on responding to you and then we can call it because it is late over here as well. It's like quarter to 12 at night.
I gotta get off.
Right, but just one last thing. You said, obviously you can compare like skill for skill. John's got better kicks, better this, better that, blah blah blah. And yeah, you can say that, and that wouldn't be wrong. However, right, there has to be a factor on. You can say no, it doesn't matter. But if you have all these skills, which John has, all right, if you are just like too slow to get any of that off on the opponent that's quicker, right? Like yes, he has better kicks, right? But he has better kicks. But who's to say that Tom just won't get out of the way of it because he is quicker, more agile. Tom has better. John has better defense, but it's like, is he quick enough to actually use that against Tom Aspinall? These are the questions. And like even Tom Aspinall said that skill for skill, John is better, but he's got the speed, power, size, and these things have these things do matter, whether you like to admit it or not. These things do play a big factor in a fight, especially with someone like John Jones, who is older, out of his prime, that sort of thing. Go on, you can say the last thing, and then we'll call it.
All right, my last point is, okay, yeah, that matters, but that speed's going to go down in the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth. So how long is he going to sustain the speed before John starts, like, landing? Like, just because Tom's a little fast early and John might miss a few, and I don't even think John's gonna really do anything that crazy in the first. I think he's gonna be very smart about what he does. He's not gonna go in there and fuck around. He's gonna be very defensive. He's gonna be very smart with everything. And I think Tom having to make the decision of going first and just trying to get John out of there because he knows he's better. I think all the pressure is on Tom. He has more to lose. If he loses, everyone's Tom is going to beat John. John has his legacy set. Like, Tom's trying to make a career. If he loses to John Jones, it's going to be like, wow, hype train derail. All this like shit starts crashing down. The whole like, it's going to be fucking terrible for everyone. And there's so much pressure on Tom. He's the hero. He's the guy to beat John Jones and finally knock him out. But Tom is going to just like go in there and he's not going to be able to sustain that speed. And John is, like I said, he's going to be too smart. And Tom's footwork, like I said, isn't that quick. His hands are, but his feet aren't. So I think all John needs to do is survive a little bit for the first few minutes, then go to the grappling, then stomp the knees, and just overall, as the fight goes on, Tom will start getting more and more obvious, slower and slower. John will start picking up, and then it will start crashing down from there. You could be super fast, but if someone's on top of you, forcing you to defend takedowns, your striking's gonna go from here down. It's gonna lower. John's game plan is just gonna be to slow Tom down, make this agile, fast twitch heavyweight just useless on the feet, just slower, so where you can start picking him apart with kicks at range and then mixing in the grappling and then beating him or clinching him up when he comes in. Like that, but
I will agree with I will agree. We'll end on agreeing on something, right? And I do agree. Tom wins this early. If it starts going to the later rounds, I think John gets it done. To be honest, because Tom isn't a 5-round fighter. John is. He does have the experience in those championship rounds. I think Tom needs to. I think Tom's going to get him out of there in round 2. If he doesn't, and it goes past that second round, I think it's John's fight. Definitely, that's what I think anyway, and I think you would agree with that.
All right, peace, bro.
All right,
bye.
That was really fun. See you later. Right, anyway, like, subscribe. Thank you for these guys for joining. I'll link Lost Souls channel down below. Do you want me to link anything of yours or what? Have you got anything to link or?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, bro. Well, thank you for joining, and we'll do this again sometime. All right, like and subscribe. Links down below. Until next time.
Bye, man.
I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.